Greetings in Christ. My name is Father Bill Barron, and I am here to tell you about Bishop Persico's announcement this evening about parish restructuring in our area. First of all, I would say that you can go to our parish website, which is www.clearfieldcatholic.org, to find the bishop's press release about this and the summary of the changes that he is making. And I also have an explanation of terms on the website, and this video will be on that website too. So www.clearfieldcatholic.org. Bishop Persico announced this evening the following. St. Mary's Parish in Frenchville will be changed in status from a parish church to a secondary church. St. Peter and Paul in Grass Flat will have status changed from secondary mission church to secondary church. St. Peter and Paul in Hawk Run will have status changed from secondary mission church to secondary church. St. Agnes Parish will remain a parish church, and St. Severin in Drifting will remain a secondary mission church. However, with St. Mary's not being a parish anymore, St. Severin's will need to associate with a parish. A mission church needs to associate with a parish. So St. Severin's will be associated with St. Agnes Church as its sponsoring parish, as it had been for many years prior to the 1990s. So it's a big change. You know, what does it mean to be a secondary church? What it means to be a secondary church is that the church is used for liturgical celebrations only for weddings when requested, funerals when requested, and baptisms. And on the feast day of the church, a mass can be held. But there'll be no more masses on the weekends. And, with losing the weekend masses, you kind of, lose the Eucharistic center of the community. So you see the gravity of the change. It's a serious change. I know Hawk Run and Grass Flat, this has been the reality for about over a year. It's now being made official by the bishop, and it's a significant change clearly in the life of the folks in Frenchville. So first of all, I just want to say you might have a lot of questions about practicalities. This video is not the time for that. I'm going to make another video next week and try to address some of the practicalities. I can say with regards to finances, how this works is that the parish is where the finances are held for all the churches that are under its care. And St. Agnes will now have the care of all 5 churches. So what this means is that the church assets, the church checking account and savings accounts, Rosary Society accounts as well, of Frenchville, Grass Flat, and Hawk Run, those get merged into St. Agnes, along with the liabilities and the debts that are being carried by the St. Mary's Parish now too are going to be the responsibility of St. Agnes to deal with. Now St. Severin's has some investments that are in their name, and those will remain in their name. Cemeteries are separately incorporated financially from parishes, so the cemeteries keep their incorporation, keep their money intact, keep their accounts intact. It'll be the responsibility of the pastor of St. Agnes and the people of St. Agnes to make sure that those cemeteries are taken care of. Although I hope that in talking with our caretakers and maintenance people, that as time goes on, they'll be willing to, continue to take care of the land and the cemeteries, even though the parish is not open. I'm going to talk with them and see what they have to say about that in coming days. So at any rate, first of all, that's the only practicality I want to talk about in this video. There's some others about, you might ask about the mass schedule or land and things like that, and, acquisitions or selling of things. And we're not dealing with that right now. I mean, I will have to adjust the mass schedule based on what I heard tonight. But as far as like selling things, we're not going to talk about that right now. There'll be a time and place for that. really we have to see how the financial situation of this new arrangement, this new institutional arrangement that the bishop has us in is going to look like. What's it going to look like in 6 months to a year? We need to kind of see how things shape up before we can even talk about, buildings and land and those types of things. So it's premature to talk about that at this point. Mainly, I want to thank you. I want to thank you folks for everything that you've done for your churches, particularly the people in Frenchville, Hawk Run, and Grass Flat. These places are your homes. These places are the places where you were baptized, where you were raised, where you got married, where your loved ones are buried. It's hard. These are your homes, and it's tough. You're the ones who make these churches go. Without you, your work, your volunteerism, your financial contributions, they wouldn't be. And I think that's kind of how we are to the juncture that we're at. We're looking down, into the future years. We could probably try to string along what we're doing right now for a few more years, but the bishop said this evening, by the end of this decade, we're going to go from having 90 priests to having 60 priests. There's never a good time to merge churches together. It's never welcome. It's always a sad thing, something we want to avoid. There's never going to be a good time to do it. And unfortunately, now is the time to do it. So first of all, I just want to thank you folks. And I hope you receive that in the best spirit possible. Also, too, I think of the priests that have served here, and the religious sisters and the deacons who have served here over the years. Think particularly of Monsignor Michael Tutoki, who was the pastor in Winburn, Hawk Run, and Grass Flat for 50 years. And then for quite a few years after his retirement, where he resided in Winburn, gave his whole life to that cluster serving the Slovak coal miners. Some of the priests were here for a long time like him, some for a few years, but all their work was valuable. And so I want to thank them, the priests. We're going to work on compiling a good history of the churches of our area. We want the story to be remembered and documented. We want the stuff to not fade. And indeed, the main priority is that people don't slip through the cracks. So the whole territory of these 5 churches remains my responsibility. And so, I will serve the people of the Catholics of the territory should they want me to serve them. So, it's going to be important for you to let me know if you want me to serve you after November. We're going to do a parish census starting next week. Please reply to the census, even if it's to tell us that you're not going to go to church or you're going to church somewhere else. Please let me know, because I just want to make sure that nobody slips through the cracks as things are changing. The temptation here is to grow inward. The temptation is to come away after being hurt in such a way when things change and when communities are lost in a certain sense of the word. But really, it's incumbent upon us now to lean into our faith. I think it's particularly so for the people of the communities that are staying open. So if you are a member of a community that's staying open, you need to lean in now. You need to, first of all, be open to the people who are coming from the other churches. Welcome them. If they take your seat at church, deal with it. Sit in another place in the church. If there are places of responsibility that you can share with these folks as they come in and they've done certain things in their own churches, please do include them. Don't box them out. They have great gifts and talents just like you do. And they are going to be as much members of your communities on day one as you are now after 70, 80, 90 years. They are equal. We are equal here in the eyes of God, even if we are brand new or we've been here our whole lives. So we who who remain, the communities that remain, we must repent. We must turn to Christ. We must follow Christ. We must learn the faith. We must reach out with a strong sense of our Catholic identity to the surrounding area in order to grow the church. We can't really grow the church when we have all these different locations with few priests and not really a whole lot of lay people to help to keep them going. Unfortunately, the time has been chosen by our bishop to draw down the number of places where we worship and to consolidate into less places. But that means that the places that remain need to be vibrant. We need to have a clear sense of our identity, a clear sense of our mission, and we need to, unless we want to close those places down the road and keep the trend going, we can do more of the same, but really what we need to do is lean into the faith, and we need to, how shall we say it, revive the faith. So that's what I want to do. It's sad to be a pastor in this situation of telling you your church is getting merged. It's not something that any priest ever wants to tell the people, nor a bishop. And there's no good time to do this, but I guess this is the time that has been chosen to do this. So it takes effect December 1. We have 5 weeks. God bless you, and stay faithful. If you don't join us at St. Agnes or St. Severin's, go somewhere, please. Don't give up the faith of your fathers. The Catholic faith is universal. It's the same here. It's the same wherever you choose to go. But it's the God's church. It's Jesus' church. Don't walk away from it. Lean in at this time, okay? God bless you.